What PC do I have? This is an interesting question because I just got a new computer, or I made a new computer recently. Uh, all of the videos that you guys have seen up until the most recent one were played on and edited on an Alienware M14X computer or laptop, and that one had a i7 2630K processor at 8 gigs of RAM and NVIDIA 555 GeForce graphics card, which wasn't, I guess it was good, but it wasn't that good. I mean, there's only so much you can do with the graphics card for a laptop. But right now, my new computer rig that I built, it has a 550 Ti graphics card, a i7 3770K processor, and 16 gigs of RAM. Alright, and Traz asked, what would be your favorite teammate, class-wise, not by person, for PvP and or PvE in general? And I think this is getting really long. Yeah, I'm already at 12-minute mark, holy crap. This will definitely be put in two or three parts because I have a lot of questions to go through. My favorite teammate class-wise would definitely be for PvP a Blade Master, because they have the great ability to annoy the crap out of their opponents, while I can focus on trying to get a kill by looking at what debuff the Blade Master is doing at a time. And so while they're distracting the opponent often, or opponents, I'll be just going around looking for weak spots while I'm in stealth or not in stealth, depending on the situation. For PvE, I'll have to say Blade Master or Barbarian. Blade Master because their AoEs are great, their HF really helps a lot, and as well as their defense buff. While Barbs are great for their tanking abilities, their quickness for I guess for Frost Cover City to do all the pulls very quickly because of their speed, and their HP and Strength of Titans buffs, BKI and SOT, they really help with not getting me killed. Alright, who brought me into Perfect World International? And interesting story here. I actually didn't get interested in it. I just happened to be going around a random website and I saw an advertisement for it, and since it was a free MMO, I was like, why not? Like, the art style looked pretty interesting, and after seeing a video on a review of it, the music really caught me, so decided to give it a try. That was around the time I was quitting another game that I used to play called RuneScape, and yeah, I really don't know how I played that game for so long. I don't know how. I tried playing it again like a couple years ago, and it just does not draw me at all. Like, I get bored way too quickly with that. Alright, on the side of the game, what other games do you play? Again, was answered before. I played, right now I'm playing Borderlands 2. That's really fun because it's a pick up and play, but the other game that definitely cannot get enough of is Tetris. That game is definitely one you just pick up and play, and you can stop at any time. It's just, I'll only play the 40-line sprint, which is get 40 lines as quickly as possible. So I enjoy that the most, as to test my abilities, I guess. What's my highest damage? Both, I guess, without a critical, or Zerg with the critical, or Zerg, and of course with both. And here I'd have to say, from what I can remember from previous screenshots and I guess whatever I've done about 420,000 in trials without either one, without Zerg or crit. With crit, I had about 880,000 hit before in trials, and Zerg around 800,000 in trials, mainly because of the Wolf Emblem buff. And with both of them together, the highest I ever hit was 2.75 million, and that was again in trials. So all thanks to the skills buff that's guaranteed double damage when you use the skill. And not a serious question is, when are you going to one-shot me? And that really depends. When I get lucky Zerg crit rift while you're amped, and admiring you and all that stuff. Admiring, not admiring. So yeah, that could admire you. We are now at the 16-minute mark, so this is definitely going to take a while. Alright, I didn't see this question until I was taking screenshots of all the questions for when I make the video. What are the pros and cons of, or Pedro's 2NGMO asked, what are the pros and cons of being an assassin? The pros are, it's really, you get the, whenever you build your, once you finish building the good, I guess a good part of your assassin, you have the highest DPS and PvE for the game. And the highest meaning like no other character can hit as high as you per second than the assassin. And you have the convenience of stealth, so if you're running, I guess, like for example in my previous video, the card bosses, if you're running that, you can just stealth by all the mobs and you don't have to worry about going and cleaning everything out. But if you're doing something like Frost Cover City, you can just stealth by, kill all the bosses, and then bring another character that's better at cleaning all the mobs in between and go through all that. I'm going to get something to drink real quick. Alright. The cons are being that assassins are really squishy. Most of the times they're glass cannons, and meaning that they have high damage but low defenses and health, and they die really quickly. So because they're a light armor class, they're extremely weak in both magical and physical defense, and it's really annoying because other like even like heavy armor and arcane armor classes, they most of them get buffs and everything that can, or self buffs and everything that can usually give them more defenses, both physical and magical, than assassins by a lot. Like for example, one of my Blade Master friends, Popcorn, he has I didn't really get a number from him, but he has, or most Blade Masters have at least 20,000 or so, or 15,000 or so at least physical defense with their buff, whereas assassins usually have less than 5,000 without any buffs. And for magical defense, they have assassins with their APS gear. They have I have about 3.7 thousand, which is not much at all. Whereas BMs with their, or heavy armor classes, they can equip, since they don't solely rely on APS all the time, they can equip things, magical defense ornaments, and get a lot more than assassins, while the heavy armor covers the physical defense part. Alright, which races do I dominate and by default, and which ones dominate me? And any arcane classes I can really defeat without much trouble, except for rank 9 psychics, because they hit hard, and if I don't time things correctly, then it gets I die like 9 out of 10 times. Ones that dominate me will definitely probably be deck or high health rank 9 heavy armor classes, which include, or I mean, you obviously know them all: barbarians, seekers, and blade masters. The main reason they dominate me is because I can't defeat them without APSing, or I guess that's the term, or attacking them, auto attacking them. And it's just hard to fight them, because locking them is easy, but when it comes to actually getting rid of their health, it's really impossible, especially for ones like one of my faction mates, Zarkin Baxil. He has 30,000 health as a blade master, Sage Blade Master. So he's without APS or auto attacking him with high APS, I cannot defeat him, because he is, with a charm, it's just impossible to take him down. Alright, and of course, when and why will I choose attacking auto attacking over using skills in PvP? And I pretty much just answered that. And if in cases I don't need to attack using the auto attack, I would definitely use skills because it's a lot more fun, or it's funner. It's bad English, but alright. And what's my max damage? And as I said before in the previous question, the highest is 2.75 million. Alright, all MB 212 as what's my favorite class besides an assassin, and right now it would be the archer.